The judge showed up 15 minutes early, as was his custom for everything. He didn't really want to be here, but Tina and Savannah insisted it would be a great honor and something he might enjoy. Some hot-shot Oscar-winning young director was going to film a movie based on Tina Christie's article about the groundbreaking Tim Carl trial, where his good friend and Alzheimer's patient, Jacob Jeebs, was the key witness. She had been nominated for a Pulitzer Prize in investigative journalism for it. It was called Jacob's Story, and so would the movie. He had been asked to audition to play himself in the film. At first he laughed it off, but the women encouraged him, and his best friend, Sheriff Clayton, tried to discourage him. In the end, he decided to come and audition the director. "So glad to see you, Judge Jackson," the casting director said as he entered what was a vacant Main Street storefront last week. "You're early, Your Honor." Kathy Chandler smiled at him. "Early birds gets the word. Isn't that what you folks in Hollywood say?" He smiled back at her. "Is he here yet?" "Oh, you mean the director, Colin Collingsworth?" she said with a reference usually reserved for royalty. "Yeah, whatever his name is. Where is he?" "Mr. Collingsworth will be delayed slightly." "Why?" the judge demanded. "I'm not sure. It could be an unscheduled conference call. Please take a seat and browse through some of our magazines while you wait." Kathy Chandler pointed to the assortment of glossy Hollywood magazines and periodicals. "I don't think he'll be much more than 30 minutes late." The judge looked at her with a hint of disdain. "Tell Mr. Wonderboy I'll be across the street at Doris's the Donut Queen. He'll find me on the terrace." "Mr. Jackson, sir, it's not protocol for a—" "For a judge to be kept waiting, Miss Chandler. Tell him I'll be there for the next 30 minutes, no longer." But... The judge was out the door, and a panicked casting director, Kathy Chandler, picked up the phone. When the judge had arrived home from his vacation in Quebec with a short pit stop at the White House on the way back to Clayton, he had made the decision that he would write a book, something he had always wanted to do but never had the time to even consider it before. A good friend and book publisher had approached him the day he retired and offered to publish his memoirs if he would consider writing them. He also laughed off the offer at the time, but now he was having second thoughts about it. It was an open offer. His friend had been explicit about that. He ordered a coffee and a piece of Doris's crispy apple pie. He pulled out the reporter's notebook that Tina had given him when he told her he was thinking of writing a book. "Don't go anywhere without this. You never know when the muse will hit you and you feel the urge to write. Without this, your thoughts are lost and maybe forever," Tina had said when she had handed him the notebook. "Oh, how right you are," he said out loud as he opened the notebook and took a pen from his shirt pocket and wrote the opening words of his memoir. "My quest to strive for justice and the truth began when my younger brother died in Vietnam." He was fighting with himself to write the next sentence when his coffee and slice of apple pie arrived, and a few seconds later a very apologetic Colin Collingsworth sat down at his table. "Judge Jackson, I am so sorry I'm late for our meeting, but I had an unexpected pre-production call that couldn't be avoided or postponed." "I understand," the judge said, taking a bite of the pie and savoring every second of it. "Of course, you know, I will want script approval," he said casually. "What? I'm not sure I understand." "I'm not going to say anything on camera that I didn't say in real life. As I told you when we first spoke, this film is loosely based on the Tim Carl murder trial. It will be a work of fiction and not a reenactment of the actual trial." "I don't care. I want to see the whole script before I agree to anything." "Well, this morning was only supposed to be an audition for you to play the role of yourself if I felt you were right for the part," he said with cockiness in his voice. "Well, That's